I will make sure that I get my news coverage from a reliable source.
Hey players, good morning players, good morning players, all players, hey players, Musty, Marjorie, Frumpy Duck. This is incitement of an insurrection. They suspended her without explanation. This witness wasn't shown on camera because she was underage, and a spokesperson for Mayor Jacob Fry to the motherfucking Duck, and the mariachi band being placed outside of his house. This is Double D Momo, reporter for the Black Green News, where I'm black and the news is always accurate. Player, grab your teacup. It's time for Real Tea with Double D. Hey players, welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Tea with Double D. Of course, I am Double D and we are on the GSMC Podcasting Network. So excited to be with you all tonight to record a brand new episode. I'll let everyone know that I am recording live on Facebook and YouTube. So hello Facebook out there in Facebook land and hello out there in YouTube land. I am recording my podcast, so I won't be able to converse with you all back and forth very much, but I will try. We have a full episode tonight and I want to make sure I get to everything. So we're just going to get right in. I'm going to start things off by saying happy Monday. It is Monday, October 18th of 2021. And it already started off to be a doozy of a week, I must say. We had a doozy of a week last week, but it's been a doozy of a week already, and it's already Monday because Frumpy Dump has been deposed. He sued the January 6th Select Committee, honey. We have things coming down the pipeline regarding the Chicago police. All kind of stuff has been happening today. And of course, the most somber news of the day that I'll begin talking about is General Colin Powell actually passed away today at the age of 44 due to complications from COVID-19. It was very sad to see that he had passed away. It was rather unexpected because honestly, I didn't even know that he had COVID-19. Now, I'm not saying it's not public knowledge, but I did not know that he had COVID and that he was in the hospital. He was actually at Walter Reed, which is one of the best hospitals in the United States. So he was there being taken care of. Colin Powell was fully vaccinated. But unfortunately, he did have cancer. He had a rare cancer, blood cancer, which was melanoma that he had. And he also suffered from Parkinson's disease. So unfortunately, the vaccine wasn't able to help him build up his immune system enough to be able to fight the infection. So he did pass away today, and it's very unfortunate, but it was nice to see the bipartisan support. President Bush actually came out and had a statement, said that he was very sad. President Obama shared his sentiments. Also, President Biden shared his sentiments, as well as many across the aisle. Liz Cheney, Kevin McCarthy, all of them were sharing their sadness in the loss and also grieving with the family of Colin Powell during this terrible time. But also, even though there was some bipartisanship as far as grieving because of because of Colin Powell's passing, we had some anti-vaxxers coming out and wanting to use Colin Powell's death as a way to push the narrative of being an anti-vaxxer, saying, oh, well, the vaccine must not work because, Colin Powell passed away from COVID-19. We really need to look in the validity of these vaccines working long-term. I believe that was John Roberts from Fox News. He actually made that tweet and had to delete that tweet because he said that, and he actually got punked on his own television show this morning by a doctor. Her name was Dr. Stacy. She actually said that anybody that's saying this is complete bullshit because not only was Colin Powell 84 years old, but he had cancer. He had melanoma, which is a blood cancer, and he also suffered from Parkinson's disease. Colin Powell was a smoker before. So, that does happen. Breakthrough cases do happen Just like with the flu vaccine, people get the flu vaccine, they still get ill with the flu, and they may pass away. That does happen, but the likelihood lessens that you will pass away and be able to fight that disease if you get the COVID vaccine. So um, I am sending my condolences out to the family of Colin Powell, General Powell, sending my condolences out to them, and hoping that they are doing okay and they will be able to celebrate the wonderful life of Colin Powell, because he did live a very uh, good life where he was a great American, um, devoted his life to uh, service to us Americans. So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and jump over to what is going on in Chicago. Chicago police officers, child, this is a hot boo boo she didn't miss. So, Chicago is all messed up with a lot of crime, but now we have the Chicago police officers that do not want to get vaccinated. So they actually sued, the city of Chicago actually had to sue the police union, because they were going around saying that the president of the union was going around saying that they could not mandate the police officers to get vaccinated. So what happened was Chicago police officers um, are now going to face, they could possibly face repercussions if they do not get vaccinated by October 15th. And this includes losing their retirement benefits, um, and all of that if they do not get vaccinated by October 15th. There was a memo that was shared in the excuse me, there was a memo that was shared, and in this memo it stated that anyone who chooses to disobey the city vaccination policy will become the subject of a disciplinary investigation that could result in a penalty up to and including separation from the Chicago Police Department. And if they get fired, they do not get to keep their pensions. So they also said, furthermore, sworn members who retire while under disciplinary investigations may be denied retirement credentials. So if they do not get vaccinated and then they try to, that was just a few days ago. So actually, just a few days ago, they had until the 15th to get vaccinated. They're not vaccinated. So anybody that's not vaccinated, don't turn in that proof that they've been vaccinated or started the process. They will have to, they will be entered into a disciplinary investigation. And if they choose not to get vaccinated, I'm pretty sure they'll give them some more time to get vaccinated during that investigation. And if they don't get vaccinated, then they will be subject to that disciplinary review all the way up until termination. And if they are terminated, they can lose their pensions. And we know the police try to avoid that at all costs. When we have officer involved shootings, they always try to resign before it gets to that point. So um, the police union president, his name is John Cantarza. Cantazarza. Y'all know I don't pronounce shit right, so we just go roll with the punches on that. He actually told them in a YouTube video, the police officers, not to do anything. He said that he will not allow the city to regulate them and tell them that they have to get vaccinated. Well, hunty, they went ahead and sued that ass for going around spreading misinformation. And the judge actually ruled in the city's favor, saying that he cannot do that. So, yeah, they said that the president has time and time again deliberately misled police officers by lying about the requirements of the policy and falsely claiming that there are no repercussions if officers are insubordinate and refuse to follow a city and department directive or order. So yeah, that's what's going on in Chicago with these vaccinations, honey. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I say this: anybody that doesn't want to get vaccinated as a public service servant, I don't feel sorry for them. I feel like they should go ahead and get vaccinated. If you have uh a viable reason not to get vaccinated, then you are at liberty. You can share that. You can apply for those medical exemptions so that you won't have to get vaccinated. But if you know what I'm saying, if you don't do that, and you want to risk losing your job, then that's on your own free will. So, get ready to find another job. And it's going to get to the point to where public servants are not going to be able to find a job unless they are vaccinated. So I feel like if they make the choice to not get vaccinated based on some belief that is not scientifically driven, then that's a problem. That's a problem. And I feel like that they should be, they just have to face the repercussions of that. There are consequences and repercussions for everything that we do. It may be that we're taking a stand. This is the same thing that goes when you go out to a protest. You may not supposed to be at a protest or something. It may be against your job's rules for you to be at a protest. I'm going to say this. I'm going to use a public servant for example. Public servants like police officers, people who work for the city, people who work for housing and urban development. We are not allowed to go out and do like protest and stuff like that. We can't show like a a particular favor toward a certain party. Like we can't go out and put a sign up for President Biden in our yards. That's against, well, some cities have this, some cities have this in place where you cannot do that. Now, if we choose to take a stand and say, hey, I still want to do this. I still want to go out to this protest. I still want to go and put this out for in my yard for President Biden or Frumpy Dump or any other entity. Then that is a risk that we're taking. So if you're willing to take that risk, then you go ahead and do that. That's my stance on it. So let me sip a little tea, y'all. I done got a little thirsty. Y'all sip some tea. Y'all got y'all tea? Because we got to move over to Florida, honey, because there's a shit show going on in Florida, which I am not surprised by this at all. And anybody who is surprised by a shit show in Miami, in Florida, they are just not used to Florida. So a Miami private school has ordered vaccinated students to stay at home for 30 days as a precautionary measure, honey. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So we have a private school in Miami who charges $30,000 tuition. And they are requiring that if their students get vaccinated, they have to stay home for up to 30 days after they get their COVID vaccination. This school is the Centner Academy in Miami. If you follow me on TikTok, then I know y'all remember when I talked about them because that video actually went viral. They actually yes, this school has been in so much controversy regarding the COVID vaccine that it is ridiculous. They actually tried to fire their teachers for getting vaccinated. If y'all remember, this was back a few months ago. They wanted to release any teachers that were getting vaccinated, saying that they could pass stuff over to the students. And this is essentially the same thing that they're saying here. So I'll give you a synopsis of this. The lady said the owner of the school said, Miss Centner, she said, even among our own population, we have at least 3 women with menstrual cycles impacted after they spent time with a vaccinated person. Let me read that again, just in case you didn't hear me. Even among our own population, we have at least 3 women with menstrual cycles that have been impacted after they spent time with a vaccinated person. Not that they were vaccinated, that they spent time with a vaccinated person. She said, she's repeating a false claim that vaccinated people can somehow pass the vaccine to others and affect their reproductive systems. Oh, child. So I'm pretty sure this is the same type of sentiments that she has around vaccinated students, that they may be able to pass their vaccination status on to other students. That's why they have to stay home for 30 days. I mean, she can't kick them out because she gonna be able to have to give back that $30,000, but she can at least tell them to stay home for 30 days. This is a hot boo boo shitty mess. Let me read y'all some of the letter. She says, and this is from, let me get over to it. This is from Leela Sentner. She is the owner and president of this school. And she says, thank you all for participating in last week's series events on the elementary and middle school campus from our art showcase. Let me get to the part where she talks about this. She says, it's been an eventful week that included an important meeting among faculty and staff where we shared a difficult decision that moving forward or until further notice, we ask that employees and any students that have taken the experimental COVID-19 injection to spend 30 days away from school or either wait to the end of the school year. We also recommend that any faculty and staff hold off on taking the injection until there is further research available. Child, I wish I could see. This is a hot boo boo shitty mess. She says that they're not anti-vaxxers. She says that they just want more research. Yeah. Let me get some of this tea, honey, while it's piping hot. Can y'all believe it? Can y'all believe it, honey? Well, it's true in black and white. And they're not ashamed of it. They have about 300 students in that school, and they're not ashamed of it. But they lost a lot of students, and they lost some teachers with their demands at the beginning of the year. Well, it wasn't the beginning of the year; it was like mid-year. They lost a lot of students then, and a lot of teachers then, because of this policy that they had to get it during the summertime, or they would lose their jobs if they get the vaccinations. Child, I declare, what a disgrace. I'm so tired. So tired. So at this moment right now, you guys, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And after this break, when we come back, we're going to be talking about the Supreme Court as they side with police in a pair of qualified immunity cases. This is the Supreme Court, and they actually sided with police in a pair of qualified immunity cases. Both lawsuits deal with police responses to 911 calls. So we're going to be talking about that when we come back right after the break. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, if you'll stick around, I'll be right back live in just one moment. I actually have to end this live, and I'm coming right on back. So we'll be right back after these messages.